Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. A few months ago, I ordered a handful of things from the website AliExpress, which I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with. Nothing spectacular, nothing really that I needed, obviously, since it's been sitting in a corner of my room since it was delivered. But I figured it'd be fun to go through, see what I got, what I paid for, and if it's any good or, something that anybody might be interested in. So without further ado, let's see what I bought from AliExpress. So the first thing we have here is not gaming related. I'm a sucker for these. And it was available in purple, which is one of my favorite colors. So the first thing I got is a metal purple kazoo. It was 86 cents from AliExpress. I'm gonna try to incorporate this into something. I'll make some music with this. It's been a while since I played some kazoo. I'm a little rusty. It needs tuned, I think. Hold on. So yeah, first up we got this cool 86 cent kazoo. Yeah. So I don't know. It was one of those things, like, I think I was checking out and it was like, how about a kazoo? And I was like, how about hell yeah? So there we go. Okay, next up, so I had ordered originally 2 of these. The other one that I ordered, I guess, was out of stock, so I only got the one. But I don't know, it looks pretty neat. I'm excited to actually take it out of the bag and look at it. We have a Luigi tiny little backpack. I don't know. Let me see how much this was. So this was $2.68. I'm gonna guess for $2.68. This is probably a pretty good deal. Ooh, soft. Oh, he does have eyes. I mean, he looks kind of weird. This looks more like Mario that they've, put a green hat on. Which I guess originally that's what Luigi was, but there we go. We got this cute little bag. It'd probably be something really good for little kids. I'm gonna probably incorporate it into decorating my office. I don't know that I would actually use it for anything. Oh yeah, this is for like a little tiny kid, I guess. But it is very soft. Doesn't smell too chemically, which I know is a problem sometimes getting these items from China. So the front here with the cap, that is has a little pocket in there so you can keep stuff in there. And then of course we have the main little bag part. So yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Like I said, I'm probably just gonna hang it up. I wish it's driving me nuts, probably just because it was compressed in a box or in storage for so long, but this won't stay up, so like his eyes are perpetually covered. But you know what? For less than $3, hell yeah, this is something that I think would be cool if you had like a bunch of little kids that you wanted to get gifts for. They had these available, at least in Mario and Luigi, but like I said, the Mario was sold out. But I think they might have had other designs too. So actually, you know what? I think that's a good deal for less than $3. So we got our little Luigi. Oh, look at the camera, dude. Our Luigi backpack. All right. Next up, this cost $1.89. We have a little tiny. It was a random. You got a random one, but it's a little tiny Kirby figurine, which is really cute. Pretty solid. Again, it's definitely something I think that is worth that price. It's hollow, but it's like thick plastic. So look at that. I think that's pretty spiffy. I do wish I was able to like pick exactly which one I wanted, but this little guy's cute. I'm not mad about having this. Again, this will probably you'll see this in future videos somewhere in the background, I'm sure. $1.89 for this little Kirby figurine. Very cool. Alright, so up next, these were $1.74 each. I got 2 of them. Got a Mario and Luigi, and if I remember correctly, part of the reason I bought this is because of the hellish, scary, terrifying rendering of these characters. But it's hard for me to see in this package. But we have 2 keychains here. Like I said, what was it, $1.74 each? Yeah. So let's go ahead and get them out of there and see if they're actually as terrifying as I recall. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and look at Mario first. Woof. Yeah, he is scary. Alright, let me let you guys get a good look at his. I mean, that is not. I gotta make sure not to leave that hanging anywhere I could wake up and see it in the middle of the night. I don't want to wake up and look over and see that face staring at me. I don't know what it is, just something very disconcerting about this little Mario to me. The material feels pretty good. I like what it's made out of. The metal part here, the keychain part, is actually really sturdy, and I don't know, it feels sturdy and feels like something I don't have to worry about breaking. But then also on the keychain, we got another terrifying little Mario head. And then we also have this little, this little strap here that has Mario's name on it, and also another little terrifying little Mario face. So, I mean, for, less than $2, it's not bad. I mean, I wouldn't buy this. The only reason I remember the only reason I bought this is, well, you'll see in a second if I remember correctly about the Luigi one, but a big part of why I wanted this was because it's so freaking terrifying. So there's our Mario one. Let's go ahead and look at Luigi. Yes. So this is really, I'll explain to you in a second why I really wanted to buy these. Mainly for the Luigi one, but I had to get the Mario one to show them both. So Luigi is literally just green Mario. Still has his little M, but a green hat. I mean, it's just Mario, except he's got a green hat with the M still on it. And it even, says Mario on the little strap. They didn't even change the color for Mario on the thing to green. It's just straight up Mario here. I just found this really funny that, they sell this as a Luigi keychain, but it's just Mario. And then, interestingly, we have the little Mario here. But it's just Mario's head, except now that it's, made on green plastic. It's like, what is that? Why did you do that? I didn't notice so much with it, just with the red, but part of what makes these so scary is how, the segmentation, the way it's put together. You can see all of these little joining connections. I don't know how well that's gonna pick up, but it's just freaky looking. It looks like you can just pull his arm right out of there. I don't know. It's just a really weird, awkward design that just does not look appealing. Look at that face. Look at that freaking face. Ooh. So there we go, our Mario and Luigi keychains. So not something I would buy or recommend, but I'm going to incorporate them into my set because I love how scary and freaky they are. Alright, so I think we just have 2 more items now, and they are controllers. I don't remember which controllers I got. I want to say one of them's a Genesis. I can't remember what the other one is. But the USB, I don't even remember. Yeah, USB. I remember these only being a couple bucks each. I'll let you know for sure when I open them and see what exactly they are. but they're USB like retro style controllers, so I don't have any of those yet. So hopefully they'll be worth using, you know, not just a complete waste of time. So let's open this first one. Oh, this is NES, it says on the outside. So we have a USB NES controller. I should have prepared a knife. I did not prepare a knife. Okay. Okay. And this, I mean, pretty hollow, which I guess is to be expected. Looks like a pretty decent length cable. Ooh. Can you hear that? Hopefully you can hear that. Very rattly, very hollow. Doesn't feel horrible. It's not the most comfortable. I wish they would have done the whole rounding thing that some of these third-party controllers do. But I guess that's, you know, true to form. Well, the old classic square shape. It looks not bad. I don't know if this is going to show up, but some of this sticker here is peeling up. Again, I don't know if you can actually see that or not, but honestly, it doesn't look very bad. Even if I don't end up using it, again, it's something I'll probably just use as decoration. Very lightweight, feels very cheap. Doesn't really bend, so that's cool. I'll have to test this out a little bit and see what I think, but first impressions aren't horrible. Depending on how well the buttons actually respond, I mean, they don't feel the best. The D-pad feels very cheap. Buttons feel pretty cheap, but they're responsive. So, you know what? Let's see how much this was. $3.19 for this. So, I'll have to actually test it out and see, make sure it works. I guess I'll let you guys know, post-production, that it actually works, and maybe give some of my initial thoughts on it when I test it out. But yeah, that's for $3. If it works, that's not bad. So got our little NES controller with a USB for the PC. Yeah, I can't say I'm disappointed. If it works, I can see me using this, at least until I get something better. So, very cool. So after having played a little bit with this controller, playing some Super Mario Brothers here, it's just, first off, it's uncomfortable. It kind of just, the D-pad really digs into the thumb. Like, it just not feel good. It's painful. It's kind of sharp. The button inputs are really mushy. Like the buttons push in way further than they should, and it just doesn't feel great. I didn't have any problem with the buttons and like missed inputs really. It was responsive enough. It just didn't feel good. It was just mushy. But the biggest problem that really killed the controller for me was the unreliable D-pad response. Like, look here. One of my favorite things to do in Mario since I was a little kid is make this little slide here. I don't know why when I figured out you could do that when I was a kid. I just thought it was the coolest thing. So I usually always do that when I go through Mario here. And look, I just cannot execute it. The inputs are just so unreliable. And I just never know when my inputs are going to be read. So that was really frustrating. Overall, I would say this is probably, even for the small price that it costs, probably not really worth it. It might be worth it, like, to use as decoration, I guess, as I'm going to do. And maybe as backup, you know, in a pinch, should you need it. I don't know how many people have emergency USB retro gaming controllers, but if that's you, this might be a good, you know, last-ditch emergency choice. So, overall, yeah, it's not great. I wouldn't really recommend it unless for those very specific uses. And then the last thing we got today is a Genesis 6-button USB control pad, which I'm very excited about, and I hope it works, and works good enough, because I'd really like to have a Genesis-style controller for when I play Genesis games. The Genesis controller is probably one I have the hardest time with, like trying to play an emulation with like a modern style controller. It just never works out with the diamond configuration in Genesis games. I really need a USB Genesis controller, so hopefully this will work all right for now. There we go. And the bubble wrap. Get it out of there. Doesn't look bad at all now, does it? Again, very rattly, very shaky. Ooh, these buttons seem kind of really loose. This D-pad, I mean, it's trying to have that whole shield deal. It's just not very well put together. It's very, I don't know, it's just wobbly. Way more wobble there than there should be. And the buttons, I don't know how well that is going to show up, but they are very wobbly as well. They also come up a fair distance. Doesn't feel bad in the hands though. It doesn't feel bad at all. I don't know about these buttons. Feels like they'd be kind of uncomfortable after a few minutes of playing. Very sharp corners, especially on this D-pad. Very sharp corners. But I don't know. I'll give it a try again in post. I'll give you guys an update after I've played around with it a little bit. Let you know if I think it's worth. How much was this one? $356. So, again, before having played it for, you know, a little more than $3, not bad. It's not bad. Is it worth it? I will let you guys know, like I said at the end, or in post-production, whether or not I genuinely think it's worth. Because if it's just a $3 piece of junk, you're wasting $3. But if for $3, I think you can actually get some use out of it, I will let you know. But you know what? For first impressions, $3, not bad. So this one's a little bit better, actually. The D-pad is not as bad as I expected. It's still dug into my thumb, but not as bad as the NES controller, and the inputs seem to be interpreted much more accurately. And again, the buttons are incredibly mushy, even mushier than on the NES controller. Buttons are just raised so high, and it just doesn't feel good for one thing, but it also makes it worse psychologically because they're so high that it makes it rattle against the hollow plastic, and it just reminds you constantly how cheap the controller is that you're holding. But I didn't have much problem with the inputs, either the D-pad or the buttons, so that's cool. I might try to play with this a little bit. Definitely, whereas I can't really see myself playing with these NES, really, it's just gonna go for decoration. I might keep this Genesis pad around on my desk for a little bit and pull it out every once in a while and give it a try. Whereas I couldn't really recommend the NES controller, except for a very few exceptions. This one, you know what? I mean, I can't really like fully recommend it, and don't get it twisted. Both of these controllers are pieces of crap, but if you're already ordering a bunch of junk from AliExpress, I don't know, tack one of these on into your cart and check it out. It's not as bad as I expected. I could actually see myself using this every once in a while. Yeah, so last item. I thought it would feel a lot worse for $3. So I will say that as far as the controllers, I'm actually pretty impressed. And there we go. I just wanted to do something a little bit different. Like I said, I ordered these things on a whim several months ago, and I figured I might as well try to get some content out of it. Let me know what you guys think of this video. Let me know if this is something you might like to see me do again, maybe on a bigger scale, maybe a few different companies. I would like to start taking a look at all of the different like handhelds and the different controllers and the different little arcade sticks and stuff like that. Eventually, I'd like to do more of that stuff on my channel. I've got a lot of other stuff in the pipeline that I'd like to get to before I start branching out into that. But again, let me know what you guys thought. Let me know what you thought of the items. Do you guys buy stuff on AliExpress on a whim sometimes at 3 in the morning because you're bored and can't sleep? I know I do. I'm sure I can't be the only one. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you next time. Bye. I want to give a big shout out and thank you to our channel members. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for the support. A big shout out and thank you to Sad Vlad, Retro Kart Collector, Viros Vault, Jeremiah Thomas, CoolCat18, Lost in Thought, and Ronan Sid. If you would like special perks such as being shouted out at the end of videos, please check that join button down below. Rock on!